So hello and welcome back, and just a heads up, this is going to be very number heavy because we're going to be looking at the value of the Age of Sigmar Mortal Realms magazine subscription. So we'll be having an in-depth look at all of the pricing and everything like that. So if you're not into that, then I'll put links in the description below so you can have a look at my painting and building videos instead. If you are interested, always click that subscribe button because I will do my utmost to keep up to date and keep you up to date with all the latest information. So let's dive right in. So I did get a lot of this information thanks to Fauxhammer, again link in the description below. It done a lot of the legwork trying to figure out what was in the pictures, and then I made a few adjustments to the pricing and stuff like that as time went on, and I'll go into further detail as we go on. So let's have a look. Alright, so we know that this is going to be a saving, but how much saving are we going to have? Well, let's start off with the Stormcast. So if we split the Soul Wars box in half, that's £95 box, so $47.50 on each side of the armies. You also have some easy to build bits and pieces as well, which you can find in the Storm Strike box, which is £25. So split that again on either side will be $12.50. So aside from that, the rest of it will be bought individually and at the cheapest amount. So excluding the start collecting Thunderstrike Brotherhood for the Stormcast, because that's £55. So let's get into it. The Celestin Prime, £48. Astrea Soulbright is £25. Sandria Azure Bolt, which is the exclusive Stormcast model for this subscription, a bit like Lieutenant Calcius. There's no price for it, but we gave an estimated amount to that of £20 based on how much the characters normally go individually. Evocators on Celestial Dracolines are £35. The Knight of Zeros is £25, but you can build it as the alternative as well on the same sprues. £15 for Storm Size Curse Breakers. So these are just a couple of models that you get with Night Vault box, I think it is. Lord Exorcist is £20, £15 for Far Striders, $18.75 for half a box of Judicators, because there was only 5, not 10. $22.50 for the Vanguard Raptors, and as I said, these will be £12.50 from the Stormstrike box, but you got the easy to build Sequitors, Castigators with Griffhound. That Celestar Ballista, that's £15 on its own, but you get 2 in this collection. One is with the Soul Wars box, and one is on its own. Then of course you got 3 lots of Griffhounds, which is $7.50. It is possible that Neve Black Talon is in there. There is a note made by Fauxhammer that it's just a little bit too blurry to see for sure, but there might be a Neve Black Talon in there, which is $17.50. So we'll round it up by that. And then of course you got the whole contents of the Soul Wars box and to start collecting Thunderstrike Brotherhood. So I'll put pictures up so you can see what they are. So altogether, based on the cheapest way that you can buy those models, that's £379.25. So that's quite a bit. Then we move on to the Nighthaunts. So again, they got half of the Soul Wars box, so that's $47.50. They also have half of the Stormstrike box, which is another $12.50 on there, and that's with the easy to build Mormon Banshees, Glaive Wraith Stalkers as well. The Mortis Engine, Hex Wraiths and Spirit Hosts you can actually get in a start collecting box. That's £55. Then Kurdos is $27.50. Lady Alinda is $27.50. The Khan Wraith is $10. Thorns of the Briar Queen, which is $15. Again, that's with the Night Vault box. Knight of Shrouds is $20. Then you got the easy to build Reikenor, which is 25, and the Dreadblade Harrows, which are 15. And then Lycoron is a maybe. He's an Executioner. Again, blurry pictures, but it's possible that we might get that. And that'll be £17.50. So based on that, we get a total of £272.50. So not as much as the Stormcast. Okay, so the scenery. Now, Fauxhammer did have it right. He did have a good approximate, but last week Games Workshop did a preview of some of the terrain being boxed separately, and that's the tower part and some of the ruins from the original Warcry box set, which you can't get online in the UK anymore. I did have a look on the USA site, and you can actually still get that from the USA website. So if you're interested in getting the original box content, then that's the way to go for Warcry. Anyway, I digress. The scenery, half of the Sigmarite Mausoleum, that's £27.50. The Azurite Ruin Chapel, which is what I'm talking about, is £35. Dominion of Sigmar Time-Worn Ruins is £25. And then I had to do a lot of digging around to see the cheapest way of getting the rest of it, because there was a small temple-based sprue, which you can only get from the larger Sigmarite temple boxes. There was extra Sigmar statue and braziers, which again you can only get in the box with the other sprues. So we'll have to price it by dividing the box by the amount of sprues that you get. And again, the Sphinx statues as well, you got extras of those. So, well, actually no, you can't get those in the other boxes. Again, that's in the Sigmarite temple thing. So I put that as a generous estimate of £30. So it's neither too high nor too low. But you can get these bits if you have a look for the Warcry Ravaged Lands boxes. So they're kind of like expansions to Warcry with a bit of terrain, a small board, and then loads of counters and stuff like that. So check that out. Putting that all together, that was £117.50 for the scenery. And then including the two armies as well, which was £379.25, and the Nighthaunt, which is £272.50. That came to a total of £769.25. So if you work out the cost of the entire subscription without the premium, the first issue is £2.99, the second issue is £5.99, and then thereafter is £7.99 per issue. You get a total of over 80 issues, £632.20, giving you a saving of £137.05. Now, it's not a massive saving, but you got to remember, compared to the Conquest series, a lot of the Conquest stuff was pretty much new, whereas half of the Stormcast stuff is, I wouldn't say it's old, but it's quite a few years old now. So it's already been boxed away in bargain boxes and stuff. There was no start collecting boxes for the Death Guard and the Intercessors at the time, the Space Marines with their Intercessors and all that stuff. So yeah, so the saving doesn't seem as much. But then we look at the gifts that you get. Okay, so I had to go on Salvat, the Spanish distributor for this series, because Hachette haven't got all the information on their website, which, you know, it's Hachette, so, or Hachette, however you want to say their name, it doesn't matter because they're not very organized. So I had to try and do my best to translate what Spanish I could. So we'll start with the gifts, and I'll do the price breakdown of those as well. So I believe it's the third delivery, not the third issue. You'll get glue, clippers, and mold line remover. Now the glue is $4.30 and the clippers are £20. Mold line remover, it's just the metal bit, not the handle as well, so I'm not going to price it, but I mean, it's half the tool. The tool is like 20 or 30 quid, I think. I can't remember actually. It's quite expensive really. So yeah, I'm not gonna bother including it. You get a free binder, which I believe is $7.99, and they normally charge you at that. You get a large base brush, which is $5.25, a small base brush, which is $3.85, and a medium shade brush, which is $4.75, a painting handle, which is £6, and then both the water pot and the palette pad are $5.50 each, meaning that the free gifts total to £55.15. Then we move on to more interesting things. So again, this is all not pricing in the paints and brushes that you'll get throughout the subscription, because there's no definite way of knowing exactly what brushes and what paints they'll supply. So there is still more savings to be made, but we'll carry on with the premium sub. Now the premium sub is where it gets really interesting. They're doing something very different, and if the Spanish site is to be believed, then this is really good value. A lot better than the Conquest premium subscription, and I can see it being very popular indeed. The only thing I would say is with the little army, with the, you know, you get a couple of paints, you get a book on how to build them, paint them and use them. It's a shame they don't have at least some counters there, or maybe you know, like the hard card boards as well that they put in the Conquest box. If they do that, I'm over the moon, because that would make it perfect. But yeah, we'll get on with the pricing. So it's £1.50 extra per issue, so that'll be an extra £120. But what do you get for that? Well, all the armies come with guides, so building, painting and playing guides. None of them, surprisingly, despite what they look like, none of them are start collecting sets. So I had to go and look at everything individually, so that's why it's priced as it is. So on the 7th delivery, you'll get your first one, and that will be with the Flesh Eater Corpse with a large shade. So the large shade is $4.75, and the Flesh Eaters, you get 20 crypt ghouls, which is £25, 3 crypt flayers, which is £30, and then a special character, which is not available yet as an individual, is, I'd say, about £20, but it was in a campaign box exclusively for a little while. Now the reason why I didn't say £15 like the Sylvaneth special character is because it's got a bigger base, so it seems a bit more extravagant, so that's why I put the price up on it. On the 11th delivery, you'll get the second box, which will have the Sylvaneth with 4 paints at £11. You'll get a Branch Witch, which is a £15 character, Spite Revenants, which are £25, and the Dryker Hammerdrift, which is £35. So that's quite good value there. So, oh yeah, I didn't do the total. So the Flesh Eater Corpse is $79.75 altogether. The Sylvaneth is £86 altogether. Then you got the Iron Jaws, so they got 1 paint at $2.75. Weird Knob Shaman at £20. Mega Boss is $24, and the Brutes are £30. So it doesn't seem like a lot of models, but that's because they are quite an elite army. But altogether, that's $76.75. So again, quite a lot. And then the Blades of Khorne, you don't get any paints with that, but you would have got the paints you needed by now anyway. And that's on the 20th delivery, and you get the Bloodmaster Herald of Khorne, which is $17.50. You get the Flesh Hounds, which are £30, and the Blood Warriors, which are $37.50, giving a total of £85. So at a cost of £120 extra to your subscription, you're actually getting £327.50 worth of gear, which is fantastic. That means you're up by £207.50. Now, let's total all of it up and just be extra crazy. So, after quickly bashing the numbers together, if you don't go for the premium sub, as it stands, without, you know, the cost of the paints and brushes that are included in the subscription, you'll be saving £192.20. approximately. If you go for the premium subscription, then with everything that's thrown in, you'll actually save almost £400. It's at £399.70. So that's a real good saving. And to be honest, with the Conquest series, you kind of made a loss when it came to those premium boxes, and it ate at the savings that you made for the series. This, you're actually making more saving if you go for the premium sub. So I'll let you guys decide. Let me know what you think in the description below, if you're going to go for it or not, and if you think it's a good idea, and what you think might be thrown into those premium boxes as well. And let me know who's going to be doing it. I will do my utmost to try and free up the revenue for it so I can actually do it, because I'm really excited by it and I definitely want to go for the premium subscription. If you want to help me out and support the channel, then there is a link below for Patreon and for PayPal. Again, all that money goes straight into the channel, so it helps provide the content that you guys love so much. If you like this video, or if you do like my other videos, then please do like, share, don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends about it, and keep being awesome. So I'll see you in the next one.